YTBC. No, this is your boy Coach Shelton Harrison. People, I just got to say, I'm finna tell you guys about this phone call that I made to ESPN. But I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. But this evening, I'm finna show you guys better than I can tell you. And that's all I can tell you. I'm gonna prove to y'all without a shadow of a doubt that I can show you better than I can tell you. And that's just the way that is, okay? You got one Ticket TV basketball, and you got one Jay Sewell to thank for this, okay? Or his new name is now Town Business. You got these two gentlemen to thank for this video series on ESPN. Thank these two gentlemen because my head about to hurt. I've been doing so much research on ESPN. You see, I called ESPN 5 times. Let me tell y'all why I had to call 5 times, okay? I got hung up on the first 4 times. 2 times I got hung up by the machine, okay? And the it really didn't do anything. I just pressed 4 to get in, and I kept getting hung up on. But 2 other times I got hung up on by an agent. Now, I found that kind of funny. I got hung up on by an agent because I asked him a question. I asked a question, and the question, pretty much, they didn't want to respond to it. And Jay Sewell, I said, God dog it, Ticket TV, and Jay Sewell, dang it, you're right again. I said, man, these guys are always right. And then I got thinking about this. I said, man, why don't they want to talk about this? Because, I watch SportsCenter, y'all. Now, I looked at, they did a whole segment for an hour, ESPN did, on SportsCenter. But they did it with Jonathan Coachman, Chael Sonnen, and Gilbert Hernandez, okay? Those 3 guys, they broke it down perfectly. And Chael Sonnen did not hold any punches. I know a lot of people don't like Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen told it exactly how it was. I'm giving big props to Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen told it how it was. Chael Sonnen said, look, we understand Ronda was a megastar. We understand Ronda really was great and talking on the microphone and being a villain. We understood that. Chael Sonnen said, but a lot of people can't do it like Floyd Mayweather did and back it up. Chael Sonnen pretty much put it out there. He said, she was trying to be this villain, and she is talented, but he said when it came to Holly Holm, he said no. Holly Holm is better skill. And he said, it don't matter how much of a villain, how good you talk. If your skill set can't talk for you, he said it don't work. Chael Sonnen just pretty much went in. He went in on Ronda Rousey. Chael Sonnen didn't give a crap. And I guess these former MMA fighters, they give them a little bit more leash to hang themselves. Like Chael Sonnen didn't give a damn. he said it. He pretty much point blank said it. He just threw it under the bus. He said, look, man, she wasn't that talented. I mean, I was laughing because, okay, yeah. I mean, he pretty much been saying what most of the YTBC been saying. And, yeah, you know what? If Oscar De La Hoya can put Ronda Rousey on the cover of Ring Magazine, why are some of y'all people getting so butthurt that boxing channels are talking about MMA? Why? Isn't it all fighting to some of y'all? I mean, y'all, stop. Look, this you two. We can talk about what we want to talk about. And I'm going to talk about this here Ronda Rousey. Okay, but anyway, let's get back to the phone call. So I called ESPN. I dialed the number, and I pushed option 4 to talk about ESPN TV. So I get in, and people that know me know I hate machines. I can't stand machines, okay? So I got hung up on the first 2 times by the machine. Now, the 3rd time I got in, and, I said, hey, this is Coach Shelton Harrison. Seriously. I said, listen, now I got a question to ask you. So this guy was all excited. Yeah, Coach, hey, man, yeah, anything. I said, what I need you to tell me is why on one of my shows, First Take, I said, why is it that Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless did not talk about Ronda Rousey getting knocked out? Hey, man, that guy hung up on me. He hung up on me. So I called back again. And I said, listen, this is Coach Shelton Harrison. Now I said, now the last guy hung up on me. Now I said, I don't want you guys hanging up on me again. The guy said, no, man, no, I wouldn't hang up on you. I said, okay, I got to ask you a question. He said, yeah, Coach. I said, listen, man, I watch First Take. I lied, don't watch it. Okay, I told a lie. Don't you get butthurt at me for telling this lie. I told a lie. But I said, I watch First Take, and I'm kind of angry. The guy said, why are you angry? I said, because, man, I watched the show to see what Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless going to say about a situation. And the guy was like, yeah, that is a pretty good show. I said, it is, but why didn't they talk about Ronda Rousey getting knocked out? I said, that's what I need to know. Hey, man, it got silent for about 10 seconds. You could hear a rat pissing on cotton. And then the phone call dropped mysteriously. Now, how did this happen? How did this happen? So I called the fifth time, hit option 4. And I said, listen, man. Now, listen. Now, I said, now, hey, I can't have you hanging up because, it takes you a while to get in. Like, you got to wait 20, 30 minutes to get in. So, I'm not waiting 20 minutes a pop, man. So, I'm mad at this time. And I called again. And I said, listen, now you got to tell me before I start asking these questions. I said, you cannot hang up on me. I said, because I done had 2 people hang up on me. And I said, and I'm finna talk to somebody about that. Oh, the guy said, nah, coach, I would never hang up. No, I ain't going to hang up. I said, well, I got to ask you a question about one of my favorite shows. And I told another lie. First Take is not my favorite show. I don't even watch the show that much. But, he said, yeah, go ahead, coach. I said, now, why didn't Skip and Steven talk about Rousey getting knocked out? Okay, it got quiet for 10 seconds. You could hear a rat pissing on cotton. I'm trying to tell y'all you could. You could hear that. It was dead silence. And then he said, well, I can't really talk about that. We can't talk about that on the phone. I said, what you mean you can't talk about it? I said, so you said you can answer any general questions about ESPN. I said, this is a general question. Why they wasn't online? Why wasn't those 2 on air? He said, well, I can't really talk about these things. People in higher up make these decisions. I said, well, get me on the phone to somebody higher up. Okay, hey, how about you give me that number? He said, no, we can't give that number to you. I said, well, give me Stephen A. Smith number. Okay, I want to ask him myself. He said, well, you can't get a call into Stephen A. Smith. He said, but I can leave a message, and the message may or may not get to him. I said, whoa. I said, I can leave you a message, and the message may get to Stephen A. Smith. I said, listen, man, I can't let you off the hook. I said, I cannot let you. I said, I'm not letting you off the hook with this one. I said, you need to answer some questions. Now, I said, I need to know why these 2 guys did not, why didn't these 2 guys talk about this situation with Ronda Rousey? And I said, why did Coachman, why did Chael Sonnen, and why did Gilbert Hernandez get to talk about it, but not these 2? See, I wouldn't have had no problem if they didn't talk about it, if they wasn't so constantly having her on the show and just riding, and just riding her butt. See, I wouldn't think like this. But now, I'm sitting here wondering. This guy got frustrated. He started sounding under his breath. He said, Coach, we're going around in circles. I can't answer any of these questions. I said, you don't want to answer these questions. I said, you can. I said, you just don't want to. I said, who monitoring this call? I said, who at ESPN is monitoring this call? I said, answer the question. He said, I can't tell you that either. I said, okay, so you can't tell me anything. And you told me that you can answer any general question about ESPN. I said, why is this? But people, you ain't got to believe us because I'm going to show y'all better than I can tell you. That's all I got to tell you. I got something coming, and I'm going to tell y'all, you're going to think, you're going to be like, God dog it, Coach. They was right again. And I'm going to say, yeah, okay, we all right about this ESPN thing. I promise y'all, this evening, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. That's what went down on this conversation. All of y'all call. Y'all call the hotline. I don't know. I'm going to put it down in my description. Call it. Because it's really weird, man. It's weird. They were acting real weird. Like, it's almost like, man, and I almost felt like, because I kept hearing somebody trying to tell him, like, how to get me off the phone. Like somebody was whispering to him. I don't know. But I tell you what, though. I'm going to show y'all this evening better than I can tell you. And that's just the way that is. This is your boy, Coach Shelton Harrison. I'm done.